1811 4000। यही कंज्यूमर हेल्पलाइन।
जागो ग्राहक जागो।
Good evening, welcome to our special show, The Pain of Price Rise. I'm Jahangir Pocha. Now, are India's political parties completely out of touch with the people? While the BJP and Congress are crossing swords over the notional loss from 2G spectrum, most Indian homes are concerned about the very real cost of onions. Now, talking about homes, let's also remember that the price of an average home just skyrocketed 22% in the last year. And then there's the rising price of fuel and food and clothes, entertainment, travel, and most importantly of all, healthcare. Now that's the rub. While incomes in India are rising, so are prices, perhaps rising even more, even faster. So Tom, as P. Chidambaram might, the UPA government's 8% growth, the fact is that people, many people, are actually worse off than they were last year or the year before that. And yet not a single political party, including the communists, are doing anything about this in any significant way. So is the middle class dream just slipping away? That's what we'll discuss tonight. We have with us the General Secretary and Chief Spokesperson of the NCP, Dr. D.P. Tripathi. He joins us from Delhi. We also have from Delhi the Rajya Sabha MP and National Spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party, Prakash Javadekar. And in the studio we have with us political analyst T.R. Ramachandran and Managing Trustee of Consumer Voice, Prof.S.R.Khanna will join us in just a few minutes. Also joining us will be Rabin Dev, the Chief Secretary, member of the CPM from Kolkata. Dr. Tripathi, let me start with you. My reporter in Chennai is telling me that people are making onion dosas without onions, and they're blaming your party, sir.
Well, there's no question to blaming our party because the government has been very sensitive. And as you know, that the government has stopped export of onions the moment it came to know about the possibilities of price hike of onions. And onions are very important in every kind of food items in our country, and therefore the government took immediate decision to ban the export of onions. So therefore you cannot blame us, our party or the UPA government for this. As a matter of fact,
let me point out one thing to you. Yes, you have stopped the export of onions. Yes, you're even importing onions from Pakistan. They're still 80 odd rupees a kilo. But you know what's interesting? Every time there's been a food crisis in our country, and in this UPA government, we've had 4 food crises. You've had the price of pulses shoot up. You've had the price of sugar shoot up. You've had the price of sugar. Yeah, you had the price of sugar shoot up. You've had now the price of onions shoot up. And every single time Sharad Pawar, the minister in charge of food and civil supplies, has put his hands up and said, I'm helpless, I can't do anything, world markets are like this or whatever it is. There seems to be no real passion and interest from your side to resolve this problem.
No. Mr. Sharad Pawar never said that I'm helpless and I can't do anything.
He might as well have said that. Even now he said it will take 3 weeks.
No, please, Jahangir, let me also say something. He talked about the pressures of international market, your dependence on, petroleum items which you have to import from, according to your needs of the nation. And the rising prices of petroleum items, all that had bearing on our economy, on our prices, or our price system. So if somebody is talking truth, you should not close your eyes about this.
Okay, let's put that to, let's see how the opposition is taking this.
The realities of the international market have to be recognized.
Okay, realities.
You are living in a globalized
sir, I take
world.
Your point. Let me put that to Prakash Javadekar. Yes. The UPA is saying, please wake up and be realistic. We can't do anything there. World markets, as you saw, quote graphic from Sharad Pawar, I'm not an astrologer. I can't predict where food prices will go. While the government cannot predict that, can't they take actions to bring prices down, sir?
This is basically what Dr. Tripathi is saying is not correct. This is economist latest issue. And all the world over, food prices are going down. So this is not true that as the world is witnessing a food price rise, that is why India is witnessing. First, myth to be demolished. The second, the fuel price. Dr. Tripathi knows very well that today the imported, landed and processed cost of petrol is just half at what we are selling. You are selling at 60 rupees. The cost is not even 30 rupees. So the government is profiting. 51% is the tax burden on the petrol and fuel cost. So this is also not true. Government is engaged itself in loot and plunder as far as the fuel cost are concerned.
Okay.
The third and fourth is the edible oil at 100 and plus rupees and pulses at 80 rupees plus rupees is all the result of total mismanagement, neglect of the whole core sector.
Okay.
In 2003 we were not importing the edible oil. Now 70%, 60% edible oil is being imported because you have demolished your own industry and you have not given the farmers the remunerative prices, guaranteed remunerative prices.
Let me
that
put
is
that,
the real cause of all the
okay, let me put that to Mr. Ramachandran. You have been an observer of these issues and scenes for years. Every single time we hear the same sort of fundamental helplessness from the government. Even now, there's hoarding of onions taking place. The central government says the state's government's job is to deal with hoarding. Even now, our agriculture policies are in the dumps. Our food, our food productivity, agriculture productivity is falling. It is 1/3 that of China's. Why have we shut our eyes to the gross mismanagement of our food supplies?
Well, there are certain issues, I think, Pocha, that we need to remember. First and foremost is that the issue of prices is indeed very delicate for the consumers in the country. And you remember that, on the same issue of a tremendous increase in the prices of onions, the Delhi government, which was then run by the BJP, had fallen and lost out. So people came and gave a decisive verdict. Fortunately for the UPA too, they still have 3.5 years to go. So I think they have that much of a cushion where the wrath of the people will not be instantly known.
Okay.
But I think there has been mismanagement, no doubt about it.
And aren't there also middlemen who are profiteering from this?
Well, the entire story on this onion prices is these are the middlemen who are running away with a huge profit.
Okay.
And actually the consumer is suffering.
Mr. Tripathi, this has been a recurring theme even during the sugar crisis, even during the pulse crisis. There is no doubt. In fact, I remember Newsx had done a sting operation on this. Godowns of suppliers in Delhi were full of the food that was claiming to be in short supply, and prices, even today, there are people who are saying that prices are at least 30% above where they need to be just because of middlemen. And even here, the government has not taken any strict action. Why is that, sir?
See, I entirely agree with Mr. Ramachandran. As far as the role of the middleman is concerned, I do not wish to shy away from the responsibility of the central government, though it is the responsibility of the state governments. But we should put our heads together and take some action. Once you eliminate the role of these middlemen, the control of prices is possible, and the pain of the people, as you have entitled your show tonight, would be far less.
So what is your government going to do? Sir, I'm not saying we have to, I don't know, we have to,
the government has been thinking about it. No. The government has been thinking about it. And even the Prime Minister of the country, Dr. Manmohan Singh, has said yesterday that within coming next 3 months, the people will feel the impact of the prices coming down in the country. And as far as Mr. Javadekar is concerned, I wish to make a point. An enlightened man like him, who is so educated and knowledgeable, he is denying the fact that how much subsidy the government has to pay for the kerosene in this country. This is more than, I think, 1,100 crores. The subsidy for petroleum products that the government has to pay for diesel, for instance, and the government has been always trying to supply kerosene at the same price.
Okay, let me put what I'd like to put to Mr. Javadekar is, sir, you just had a rally today in Delhi where you focused on corruption. Good, great, but inflation is the issue that is burning in most Indians' hearts. The fact is, as I said at the start of the show, while our incomes have gone up, the cost of living has gone up even more. So people's well-being has actually taken a back seat in the last 3 or 4 years, yet the BJP does not seem to be thinking that there's some political value, some social value in pushing this issue with the masses.
No, let me tell you two facts. Basically, last 2 years we are on the street on the issue of the price rise, because that is what pinches the people most. And we are fighting for both the ills of the country, that is price rise, inflation and corruption, because these are the two hallmarks of the UPA too. And what my friend Dr. Tripathi is saying is that in 3 months, Manmohan Singh has promised. He is promising this for last 3 years.
And he's not delivered.
Next 3 months, you will see that. And he's not delivered. So the best economist as we know him, so he has failed in managing the economy. That is the truth of the matter.
Okay, let me put this
Why
to
we can't say
Sriram
a spade?
Sriram Khanna of Consumer Voice. Now, citizens in this country are walking around with the belief that the government, in its embrace of market policies, which is great, has forgotten that it has a responsibility to manage prices. And my argument is that prices may go up for market reasons, sure, but in India, a lot of the reason prices are shooting up in real estate, in food, is because mafias are controlling those industries, are profiteering in those industries, whether it's middlemen in the food, whether it's real estate mafias in real estate. And the net result is that the government has shown no will to go after these mafias. They want a criminal investigation to CWG and 2G and all the Gs, but no investigation into the criminality in our food chain, no investigation into the criminality that has fundamentally made the house. Our roti kapda or makan today is under threat because of mafias who have taken over these industries.
See, what you are saying is partly correct, partly for the reason that one of the problems is structural in nature. The entire agricultural sector is subject to the vagaries of the monsoon and the rain gods.
No, but I'm saying we can talk about that, but isn't it also in the hands of a few people who control the mandis?
See, the entire agricultural sector is actually administered and managed by the state government, because agriculture is not a central subject.
Sure.
The central government can, create policies and give money to the state governments, but the cutting edge in the villages is administered by the state governments.
Sure.
Now, let's look at both sides of the picture, the saffron and the tricolor. In the states administered by each of them, they can't say that we are doing it better than you. You're all the same, because one party and the other party's policies are hardly distinguishable in the area of agricultural reforms, and nobody has a plan. I mean, the UPA talks about Aam Aadmi, but there is no plan of agricultural modernization, and the BJP also, talks about these things without having a plan. By merely criticizing the other guy, the things are not going to get fixed.
Yeah, it's good on a talk show, but it doesn't solve the problem.
It doesn't solve the problem.
Let's take a break at this point. When we come back, we'll put this to Prakash Javadekar, that if a lot of these issues are state subjects, what are BJP state governments doing to bring the price of food, to bring the price of homes and houses down, to make them affordable for people? Don't go away, keep watching. Welcome back to the pain of price rise. We're talking about how, starting today with the price of onions, the country's become seized with inflation, an issue that was hot just a few weeks ago, almost buried under the burden of communalism and corruption, but now staring us again in the face. Now, before we go to our guests, we want to show you what people of India had to say about their concerns with with inflation. Take a look.
Now I have to cut down on consuming onion stuff. The food which is made of onion, I have to cut down on that.
It's very, very expensive, but it doesn't matter. It's very seasonal, so we don't care much. It's okay. The prices will come and go.
It's not question only onions. All the other commodities are rising like anything. So actually the middle class and the lower class are feeling very, very, it's really pinching your pocket.
जो खाने की चीजें वो दिन ब दिन आसमान छूती जा रही हैं, तो मुझे लगता है कि सबसे बड़ी जिम्मेदार जो है सरकार है.
I don't think कि prices low होने वाले हैं. I think और बढ़ जाएंगे 2-3 साल में.
What matters most to me is corruption than price rise, because price rise, inflation is a matter of concern in almost all countries.
As a lay person, for a day-to-day life, I think for me or for anybody for that matter, whatever we are earning, if the price rise is going on like this, it becomes very difficult.
Corruption doesn't directly affect me, but yeah, price rise does. The petrol price has gone up.
Price rise is there. People are very much fed up with the price rise. But what is the reason behind it? You are exporting onion and everything to the foreign countries, isn't it? That should be stopped.
All right, those were the voices of India on inflation. Now, we've just been joined by Rabin Dev from the CPM from Kolkata. Mr. Dev, the Communist Party itself could take control of agriculture prices in West Bengal, could take control of real estate prices in West Bengal, bring them to reasonable levels. You've not really done that. So how can you point fingers to the center?
Center, they are not taking steps for the people's relief, as because you are now discussing about the price hiking of the onion, but it is interrelated. The corruption and the price hiking, they are interrelated, as because the 1,76,000 crores of rupees that has been gone, but only 18,000 crores required for public distribution system.
Okay.
But the central government, they have not taken the steps.
Okay, let's put
so
this.
Now the
Okay, but
they are
sir, I'm asking
the
you,
petroleum
what
price.
is the CPM done for food prices in West Bengal?
Yes, we are running our public distribution system, and we are giving the poorer section, particularly 2,64,000 people, they are getting food grains at the cost of ₹2 only per kilo.
Let me put this to Mr. Prakash. Not about onions here, but let's go to the larger issue. Prakash Javadekar, as you just heard Mr. Khanna say, a lot of these issues are basically state issues. The problems are as severe in BJP-run states.
No, this is not basically true.
Okay.
I will tell what BJP is doing in our state, in our limits, but let me tell you, in 2004-05, this government allowed private companies to purchase directly from farmers, and FCI, practically government abdicated its duty to make a buffer stock. So the buffer stock, which should be 20 million tons, even deep down than that. And now last 2 years, they are overstocking, and now 60 million food grain is stocked, which is rusting in the food corporation godown. These are the policy decisions, all the three, and they are taken by central government. There is no role of state government in it. Let me make you clear. 2, all decisions regarding import and export of food grains and the policy initiative and the all India programs for let me be edible oil or anything, you have done favor to Malaysia and others by reducing your duties, and you killed your own edible oil industry. That is the story. It is the story of the central government doing.
Mr. Tripathi.
And now, still BJP, in its efforts, Chhattisgarh is the best example of public distribution system and a cheap rice.
Okay.
Our Mukhyamantri is being called Chawal Baba.
Okay.
And it is repeated all over the country.
Okay, let's put that to Mr. Tripathi.
We are putting, but the basic.
Okay, you've defended the BJP's performance on this, but let me put the larger issue to Mr. Tripathi. Mr. Tripathi, if I had to pick the worst managed ministry in this government, I would pick the ministry run by Sharad Pawar, because our food stocks, as Mr. Javadekar absolutely accurately said, are in a mess. I mean, we've been talking about this in the media for months now. We have overstocked our food. We don't preserve the value or the quality of that food.
No, Jahangir. Just now, even Mr. Prakash Javadekar has said that there is 60 million in reserve in the buffer stock. And he is talking about government policies. He is not talking about how to control hoarding and black marketing, which is causing serious problems as far as price rise is concerned. And it comes under the states, power of the state governments, not in the power of the center. And even the policies are decided there is a broad forum like Parliament. If you don't make even let the Parliament to function, how you can discuss policies?
Okay.
These are the broader questions we can ask Mr. Javadekar. And let me tell you one thing. It was the BJP government in Delhi that Mr. Ramchandran has just mentioned in his observations that there was a famous slogan, Pyaj, Tomato, Tel Khatam, BJP ka khel khatam. Perhaps Mr. Javadekar has forgotten that great slogan. And after that, there is no BJP government has come in Delhi.
Okay, let's stop the finger pointing for a minute. Let's stop the finger pointing for a minute, because this is the problem in almost every issue that we bring up. That either the party points to the other party or the center points to the state. We even saw that with the bomb blast in Varanasi.
Correct.
Nothing is sacred when it comes to the blame game. Everything is fair game in the blame game. What I want to ask you
is the political blame game.
I want to go back to this question of how, whether it's food or whether it's real estate, people benefit from higher prices. Who the people who in the business of that, whether it's agriculture, real estate. There has been no political will to go after the business interests who are benefiting from these high prices and who are controlling the market in real estate.
See, as the radio tapes have shown, there is a nexus between big business and politicians of all colors.
Okay, but how does this come to the food? I mean, the radio tapes are now responsible for even nuclear war. What I'm asking
it only shows
where is
the nexus between business and politics.
Okay.
And if politics is going to hurt business, business is going to buy it out, and that's what's been happening.
Mr.
So whether it's food or it's real estate, that's the way it works.
Whether it's real estate or it's food, the middleman is the guy laughing all the way to the bank, and middle class people like you saw talking to on the channel just a few minutes ago are seeing the standard of living fall in a second largest growing economy in the world.
Jahangir, at the end of the world, these are problems which have not arisen for the first time, and it is not the last time that it is going to arise. We all talk, very piously from government podia that yes, we will take stern action against middlemen. But in all these years, has any stern action been taken?
No.
Whether against the mafia which is running the real estate or whether it is the middlemen. This Chandrababu Naidu, the former chief minister, had started what he called Raitu Bazaars, which means the farmer will bring his produce straight from the field and sell it to the people. These bazaars are working very successfully in Andhra Pradesh.
But they've not been expanded.
No, but they cannot be replicated, because who's interested in really, doing this kind of a thing?
The political class has to have a heart for doing this. And let me tell you, you want a 5,000 crore stadium, everybody wants to do it today. You want to spend 5,000 crores to give food to poor people, nobody's interested because they don't make money out of it. So it's about money, honey. It's about money.
All right, well, let's end the show on that note. It's about money, honey. And that's why price rise, as Mr. Ramachandran said, appears to be something we're going to have to keep living with. That while parties in India go on punching each other over corruption, over communalism, the fact is that the clothes on our back, the food on our table, the roof over our head are increasingly becoming expensive and increasingly slipping out of the grasp of middle-class people who work hard to make a living and who put their faith and their hope in a government that is running apparently the world's second fastest growing economy. The fruits of that, unfortunately, many are not seen. On that note, let's thank all our guests for being with us. With NewsX, we'll be tracking the issue of price rise and inflation and middlemen for you. But for now, there's more news coming up on the other side. Don't go away. Thanks. Good night.